Dan Deming of KKM Financial joins us for the Trader Rundown, here to take a military angle to trading. Good to have you here, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, Ange. Thanks for having me. In honor of the military here, I want to focus on some of the defense stocks and some of the ETFs that are based off of some of the defense or aerospace names.
Dan, let's start with some ETFs connected to the defense sector.
So there's a couple of examples out there, Angie, that when you look at, if you want to have a little bit broader exposure to some of these sectors as opposed to the individual names, you can look at ETFs like the ITA or the XAR. Those are two different ETFs that hold a lot of those defense and aerospace names.
Tell us more about how much weight some of these stocks carry within the ETFs.
Yeah, so when you break these down, Angie, I think it's really important when you look at the different components within some of these ETFs. They are structured slightly different. Certainly, when you look at ETF, like the ITA, it's more heavily weighted in certain select stocks. Some of the bigger names, like the Boeings out there, the UTX, and some of those names that you're familiar with within the defense and aerospace sectors. However, you look at the XAR, it's more balanced. It's a pretty well-balanced ETF where you see equal weighting across multiple names, none of the overweighting that you would see in the ITA.
Could you compare trading stocks versus ETFs?
The interesting thing about this is when you look into evaluate the exposure here is that it's a question of, do you want to be in the individual names? So if you want to be in Boeing, or do you want to have exposure to the sector and diversify? And I think that's why these ETFs have become so popular over the years, is the fact that these offer diversification within specific sectors. And certainly when you look at the ITA and the XAR, you're seeing, again, the opportunity to basically own multiple names within a sector as opposed to just one or two.
I understand you have a special connection to the defense sector.
In appreciation of the military, I would like to point out that my father actually flew in World War II. He was part of a three-man flight crew that served as reconnaissance missions in the South Pacific. And so when I look at some of the areas here within the aerospace and the defense area, I certainly want to point back to my father, his influence on me, the fact that he represented our country during World War II and very valiantly fought in the South Pacific. He enlisted and chose to go over there to represent the United States, and I'm very proud of that fact. And also understanding his importance and the role that he played during World War II even gave me greater appreciation for my father.
That is a wonderful story. Thanks so much for sharing that one with us, Dan.
Thanks for having me.
For more Business First AM, check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.